For 200 years they suffered the indignities of slavery. Most would die. Having never tasted the sweetness of freedom. A few would put off the shackles. And make a break to be free. They called them runaway slaves. This is one story. He grew up in the segregated South of the 1950s and 60s. All around him there was change, violent at times, slow, uneven, but things were getting better. However, the youthful C.L. Bryant was constantly told otherwise, that America was bad, oppressive, unfair, that he and his were victims. Government, on the other hand, was good, here to help and protect.
I had been led to believe that all black people were supposed to think a certain way. I became a chapter president of the NAACP in the mid-'80s in Garland, Texas.
But C.L. looked around and said, this is not the dream.
We made a lot of progress, but we're not gonna let you turn back the clock.
What these people are race hustlers. That's how they derive their power, by making them believe that the white man has the foot on their neck.
White people have allowed themselves to be intimidated by the so-called civil rights leaders. If they disagree with black people, then they are racist.
Are we free at last?
Devil is a lie. No, we're not.
In fact, everything in his community had gotten worse.
14 million black babies have died since 1973.
Dependent on welfare systems.
They begin to take young women and they begin to tell the young women, well, we will give you money, you just stay home. But what if I want to get married? You lose your benefits.
When you remove the black man out of the house, the likelihood of the young black men going to jail increases by 60%. This is what this party has given on a platter to African Americans. Sometimes you can't tell the difference between now and 200 years ago. And we, by 95%, support this.
It was simple common sense.
Run, America! Run away from socialism. Run from statism. Run away from progressivism. Who holds your liberty? Who holds your freedom? We don't get our freedoms from Republicans. We don't get our freedoms from Democrats. We lend them our power.
C.L. Bryant had seen the light and joined the fight.
We need to understand that government is not God.
First, with his groundbreaking movie, Runaway Slave.
We don't want the government enslaving us anymore.
The engaged electorate is moving back to the founding fathers and away from progressivism.
We need to change our mentality as a people.
Progressivism is a massive centralized government where they have the power, we have very little rights.
And now, as one of conservative, grassroots America's most coveted speakers.
Hello, Patriots. Hello, Texas. It was the love of our founding fathers who thirsted for freedom that gave birth to America, and we send this message: we will not let her go away. We will defend her to the very end. We will defend her.
C.L. realized he was not alone. There is a growing chorus of conservative black Americans who have had the scales removed.
There are some who are totally unaware that there are shackles upon them.
I honestly believe that there's a deception that's going on in our community. And the players are the gatekeepers of our community. That means the community organizers, that means the religious leaders, that means our political leaders, and our professionals are all complicitory in maintaining a system that has kept our community down.
Suddenly, C.L. realized there was a better way to get his message out. In the last few weeks, we have been in discussions with some of the largest radio groups in America. they too see the possibilities and are practically begging us to join them.
Back with Reverend C.L. Bryant. You saw part of his film just a minute ago. I watched it on Friday. It's really fantastic.
Already, some of America's leading conservative voices have committed to being a part of the show. Glenn Beck, Dr. Ben Carson, Sean Hannity, Steve Forbes, Deneen Borelli, Star Parker, Andrew Wilkow, and many others.
What he did, he was close a door and he opened one that gives me a pulpit that's almost worldwide now.
It's a perfect storm of opportunity. Talk radio is exploding across America, but even with all those voices, not one of them, not one, has his story or can tell it like he can.
I'm a free man. I say what I want to say, I go where I want to go, and Glenn, you know, I associate with who I want to associate with. I'm a free man.
It seems his destiny to share his unique American story with millions who need to hear it.
I am a runaway slave.
I love black people enough to tell them the truth.
You see, C.L. Bryant is hardcore, committed, passionate.
It is time now for us to stand together and say to all that we will not go away quietly into the night.
Convinced that the traditional conservative values he learned as a boy and rediscovered as a man can and will let America rise again.
I have just one more question for you. Are there any patriots in this place? Is there anybody here who will stand up for God and country? Stand up for the Republic. Stand up for America. Then Americans, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. God bless you. God bless America.
Hello, my fellow Americans. Glad to be here with you today to present to you a brand new idea, a concept for radio, television, and the internet. It'll be called Hardcore America with C.L. Bryant. I've been fortunate to enjoy the blessings of liberty and then to share them with other people. This radio program, a fresh voice, a new voice in America, will give each and every one of us a voice.
They say we're not really black. How can you be really black and be a Republican?
It'll not only be a radio program, we'll also be on television and the internet, bringing this new message, this new word for America to homes all across this nation and the world.
Much of the internal degeneration in the black community really took off in the 60s.
I'll be joined by good friends of mine from all around the country with interviews that will be hard-hitting and impactful. I'll also be joined by someone who is a great storyteller in his own right, a fellow by the name of Rick Rowe. We're just two Southern boys who will tell our story from a very unique perspective, a perspective that only two guys from the South can tell.
Hello, I'm Rick Rowe, and I am excited about sharing C.L. Bryant's vision for America with all of you, because when you see this show, you're actually going to see America in black and white. Because C.L. and I actually grew up at the same time in the same deeply segregated city in the Old South. When we were little boys, we didn't go to school together, we didn't play ball together, we didn't even drink out of the same water fountain. But 50 years later, oh, how things have changed. Today we can go to lunch together, any restaurant in town. We can even worship together on Sunday morning. That's how far America has come. We want to share that story. Here's what else I know. C.L. Bryant loves people. C.L. Bryant wants to lift people up. But he knows, as I do, the only way to do that long term is to teach people to help themselves, to teach people to be personally responsible, to learn self-reliance. CL and I believe the old adage, you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him how to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. That is what made America a shining city on a hill. And that is why I am so excited about sharing C.L. Bryant's vision for America with all of you.
Thank you, Rick. And now, friends, you've had an opportunity to see what we will be about. But in order to express and in order to get this message out across America, in order to teach those men once again how to fish, in order to teach those women once again how to fish, in order for America once again to be the place that our founding fathers thought it could be, and the place that it still can be, we do need your help. Because this is a message, as you well know, that so many across this country would not want others to hear. With your help, we'll be able to take Hardcore America with C.L. Bryant and the fundamental, the core value, the persistent part of a whole of America to houses all across this nation. We need you. We need your financial support. And I'm asking you to be a partner with us, to join us on this journey, to once again allow the greatest light that has ever shone in the world, America, to shine brightly once again. God bless you and God keep you. God bless America. See you soon.